Hello children, today I am here with you with the first chapter of your book An Alien Hand, the Tiny Teacher. So let's know that's what is new in this chapter. This is a very interesting chapter including some facts about the tiny teacher. So now this is basically a chapter about the tiniest creature that you would ever think of. So why is it called a teacher? So students, the teacher means who teach something. So these tiniest creatures also teaches so many valuable things to us to be followed in our regular life. So let's see who is this tiniest creature. So the chapter starts with a question. Have you seen the smallest and the wisest insect? What is it? It may be a fly? No. Mosquito? No. Worm? No. So who is this tiniest creature? So let's know. An ant is the smallest but intelligent and hard-working creature. You know very well the smallest and the intelligent creature in our usual life we can see it is an ant. We can ever see it working throughout the day. Every day a small ant arrives at work very early and starts work immediately. So it is proved that this is a very intelligent and wise and hard-working creature. So in this chapter we learn about so many facts about the tiny teacher, that is ants. So the chapter deals with a number of facts about ants, numerous facts about ants. So let's start. In this picture you can see the two ants are there and they are touching each other. What are they doing? They are conveying their messages to each other. So the first fact is that an ant uses its feelers or antennae to talk to other ants by passing messages through them. In this picture you can see that they are touching each other to convey the message, or you can say to greet each other, or to can say hello to each other. So this is the work of their feelers. By touching them they can convey their message to the other ants. Now the second fact is that there are many kinds of ants. The commonest among them are black and red ones. So children, you have seen many times that outside your home there are some ants like black colored or red colored. So these are the most commonest of them all. Now the third fact, where do they live? Actually the ants made their own homes that are called nests or anthills, like that in this picture you can see. The fourth fact is related that this anthill that is made by the ants is divided into 100 of little rooms and passages, and in some of these rooms the queen ant lays eggs. Some of the rooms are divided only for the queen ant so that she can lay eggs there. The other rooms are used as nurseries for the young ones called grubs. So when the queen ants lays eggs, so to keep them there are also some rooms that are occupied by the queen eggs to lay some eggs, and the other rooms are used to as nurseries for the young ones to keep the grubs safe there. You can see in this picture, this is the picture of the grubs or the young ones of ants. Now move to the sixth fact. Workers have their separate quarters. They spend most of their times in searching for food. So children, the ants are also divided in some groups like workers ant and soldiers ant and cleaners ant and builders ant. And workers ant have their separate quarters or rooms, and what is their work? Their work is to search for the food and to collect food in their rooms for the other ants or for their community. The seventh fact is that soldiers have their reserved barracks, but no worker or soldier or cleaner ant has ever harmed a grub. So children, soldiers have also their reserved barracks, means you can say rooms. They also guard their community very well, and the other ants also do their duties honestly, but they never hurt any grub while doing their work. By this we can understand that they are very attentive. They don't work carelessly so that they can hurt each other or to hurt the young ones of their ants. Each ant does its share of work intelligently and bravely and never fights with other members of the group. So, children, each ant performs its duty very well without disturbing any other ant. They never exchange their work. So there is no fight can ever be seen in their community. So we notice that their life is very peaceful and disciplined as well. So there are so many things like discipline and cleanliness we can learn from the life of ant. In this picture you can see that there is an ant with the wings, and in the other picture you can see that it is laying eggs. So what is it doing? Like see here, the queen is the mother of the entire population of the colony. It lives for about 15 years. It has a pair of wings but bites them off after its wedding flight. So who is this ant that we can see in this picture? This is a queen ant. It has wings and its life is about for 15 years. It can live only for 15 years, and it has a pair of wings you can see here, and when it goes for a wedding flight it bites them off, it removes them. Now let's discuss what is the wedding flight. The wedding flight is the time when the queen ant leaves its home and goes out to meet a male ant or a drone, you can say, high up in the air. This wedding flight takes place in a hot summer days, and when it went to meet a male ant, then it conceives, and after returning to the earth it removes its wings, and then it does nothing, only lays eggs in the water. So, this is the basic things about the queen ant. Now let's know about the life cycle of the ants. First of all, the queen ant lays eggs, then it converts into a grub, and then after converting into a grub it turns into cocoon. After some time it takes a form of an adult ant. So let's understand it in a better way. Eggs hatch and grubs come out. 2 or 3 weeks later, grubs become cocoons and lie without food or activity for 3 weeks more. Then the cocoons break and perfect ant appears. So, children, you can see the life cycle of the ants here. First of all, the queen ant lays eggs and then it converts into a grub. After 2 or 3 weeks, grubs turn into cocoons, but they don't do any activity then. After 3 weeks more, the cocoon turn into adult ants. So in this way, this is the life cycle of ant. I hope that it's clear to you. Now the next fact is that when the cocoon turns into the adult ant, the work of soldier ants is to guard them, and the workers ant carry them outside for taking the fresh air and for training some work to them, and for enjoying in the sunshine. And they also used to feed them and clean them. These are also the work of the workers ant for the newly ant. So these are the facts related to the life of the ants. Now we'll know something about the other creatures who live in the ant hill. So there are some other creatures also, children. You can see here a beetle, and in the other picture there is the greenfly, you can say. So there are some other creatures you can see in this point also. An ant hill is home for other creatures also, like beetles, lesser breed of ants, and the greenfly. So these are the other creatures that also live in the ant hill. It is not only the home for ants, there is also some other creatures living in that. So why you are wondering, I know, that why the ants allow them to live in their home. So the reason is that the ants allow them to live in the homes because some of them give off some pleasant smell to the ant senses, others give sweet juices, and some are just pets or playthings. So children, the reason is that some of these creatures gives off or to release some pleasant smell that is liked by the ants, and the other creature also give them sweet juices, and some others only kept as a pet, like we keep the cats and dogs in our homes. The greenfly is the most important creature for the ants. Why? Because it works as the cow for them. Like we get milk from the cow, they also get the honeydew. Like it is also like milk for ants. So they get this honeydew or milk by touching the antennae of the greenfly. So in this way they get milk from the greenfly. So it is very important creature that is living in the anthill, because it works as a cow for them. So these are some interesting facts about the ants. I hope you enjoyed it very well. Now, what are the teachings? What are the things to be learned from the life of the tiny teacher? So there are so many things like hard work. First of all, we know that the ant is a very hard working creature. It always busy in its work. Sense of duty. It does its duties honestly and never interfere in others' duties. So we can also learn this thing by the life of the ant. Discipline. The ant is a very disciplined. It is never be late to work properly. It always work in a proper way. Uh, it also cares about the cleanliness of the area in which they are living and care for the young ones. The ants are very responsible to take care of their young ones. They whenever they work, they are very attentive. They never hurt the grubs, and they not only cares for them, they also teach them how to work very well. A firm loyalty to the land where they live. They are very loyal to the land they are living, and they also work for their community without any selfishness. So these are the some of the most important things that we can learn from the life of ants. So children, I hope that the text is clear to all of you. Now move towards some practice questions. Why the ant is called the tiny teacher? You know very well. In the starting we discussed that. How do ants talk or greet other ant? What is a wedding flight? In what ways is an ant's life peaceful? How long does it take for a grub become a complete ant? Why do ants allow some other creatures to live in their nests? Describe ants' home briefly. Who is the queen ant and how does it play an important role in the ants' society? What different things can be learned from the ant's life? So students, I think that you can answer these questions very easily after understanding this test. Now some subject enrichment activities. You have to do any one of the following. You can draw a sketch showing ants moving in a row. You can write a paragraph in 100 words on the topic the ants' nature and their division of work. You can also compose a poem on the topic ants, they always keep moving, they are never tired of doing work, or ants in pairs. So these are the topics to compose a poem. So these are the subject enrichment activity. Students, I hope that you have enjoyed this text. Thank you. Happy learning. Stay safe.